I almost quit my job today. My boss asked me what the BLM on my hat stood for. I told him it stands for Black Lives Matter. You can almost see the privilege stand up on the back of his neck. The threat of those words send an uneasy chill down his spine. The lies that he has been told that makes him opposed to those who hold those words so close echo through his mind as a smirk comes across his face. You know my girlfriend's brother's a cop? Those letters can also stand for Blue Lives Matter too. I pause. Even though his statement is technically correct, the caucasity he has to say that to me in this moment knocks me back like a Jim Crow fire hose. So much goes on in my mind, but I decline to let it flow like raging water because the angry black man always seems to get sent downstream, never to return. So my tongue becomes a dam, holding back this waterfall of facts like Blue Lives Matter is just to counteract the movement that seeks to shed white light on the red hands that continues to hide behind gold shields. That the very foundation of American police is built on the grounds of catching runaway slaves, and that foundation refuses to crumble, but instead continues to add bricks of black bodies to see how high they can pile them. Although it is impossible for him to empathize, I just want him to realize that in the history of this country, the people who have been lashed to death, publicly lynched and burned, fed to alligators, domestically terrorized, shot multiple times while on camera, unarmed, were never targeted because of the color of their uniform. Yes, all lives matter, but who is it that always gets the blind eye of justice when it's theirs that's cut short? But I do not reply. Instead, I just left. An hour later, he calls me back in his office and he says although he agrees with the cause, he feels like I shouldn't wear my hat to work anymore because it's controversial. I'm stunned. I can't breathe. I try my best to hide my trembling hands as he does his fragile ego. I ask him, how is it possible that a statement about my life mattering is controversial? How is that you don't want to offend someone who disagrees with the fact that my right to breathe is the same as theirs? He says, well, it's the best way to avoid controversy and I can talk to HR if I want. But what about my HR? My human rights, my hereditary responsibility to fight against a system when my humanity is rejected. I could go to HR, demanding answers to what I see as blatant discrimination. I could take to social media, put this company on blast and start a hashtag that will haunt his fucking nightmares. I could march on company property, black fists in the air screaming if black lives don't matter then neither does our labor. I could go full on angry black man, dress my fist in a blue uniform and turn his face into Rodney King. Maybe if I turn his face into Rodney King, he'll be able to see that the only way that black and blue can all get along is if I turn his eyes one of each color. But I need my job. So I swallow the biggest pride pill I could possibly fit in my stomach. I go home and I weep with the spirit of my ancestors because apparently some chains will never be broken.